Welcome back to Underground Crypto, here with another deep dive. You could call it a review. This is not a low cap gym or a micro cap gym here today. Most of you might even have heard of this project, but I thought it was worth going over. Not a financial advisor. If you need a financial advisor, go get one, because I'm not one. I think that's clear and straightforward enough. When you're putting together, you have some money, you're putting together a portfolio, aka you're buying coins, assets, tokens, whatever the heck you want to call them. It doesn't really matter what you call them. The market cap is $2.6 billion. So a lot of times you want to get into things that are going to move and make you the most money. But those things that could possibly make you the most X's, the most money, are also extremely risky and could be where you're going to lose the most money. So you want to build a balanced portfolio. I'm not going to tell you how to do that per se, but just keep in your mind that you have really low risk but low return usually, a medium risk, medium return, and a very high risk but high return. And you can understand, the relationship there. You get into high risk stuff, you're probably going to lose more money, probably going to make more money. So you have this idea that when you put together a portfolio, a wallet or a list of all the coins that you've purchased, you should probably put the majority of your money in low risk or medium risk. It depends on what we call your risk tolerance, how much tolerance you have for losing money, essentially. And remember, there's realized loss. That's when you sell and you actually lost money. Then there's unrealized loss, which is where you buy something, it goes down, but you didn't sell it, and a lot of times it winds up coming back up. It might take a month, it might take 2 months, depending on if you're in a bull market or a bear market, but that's pretty much the game. You want to know your own personal risk tolerance. So you might put most of your money in really low risk stuff. You might be buying a lot of Ethereum, and sorry about that. A lot of times your risk tolerance is very much based off of how much money you have. If you have $200,000-$400,000 to put into the market, which I'm assuming most of you don't, but if you did, buying Ethereum's not so bad, because taking $400,000 or $500,000 and 3x in it or 5x in that money is a substantial amount of money. If you only got $1,000 to put into the market over the period of time of, say, 6-7 months, things start to really move again explosively in that manner, then what is a 4 or 5x? Probably still substantial to you, like it would help you in your life. If you only have $1,000 over 6 months to set to the side, I would imagine that you probably could benefit from $4,000 or $5,000 suddenly in your pocket, but it's not going to change your life. So these are the things that you need to think about when you have money, whether you're putting some money away aside or you already have some money in a bank account, you're putting together your portfolio. You want to think, how am I allocating my money? Is this stuff high risk? Is it low risk? How much of my portfolio is high risk? How much of it is low risk? I think based off of your tolerance is kind of the answer to that question, but I would say 2 to 5% high risk. I wouldn't really go more than that. And if you do, know that you're doing it on purpose, and then if you lose money, it is your fault. It is nobody else's fault. It's not the guy on YouTube that you saw post his top 5 guaranteed to 100x coins. That stuff is dumb. None of it is guaranteed. Don't fall a victim to that stuff. Do your own research. That's why we have this channel, so we can kind of show you and talk about what really we're looking at, what we're thinking when we, decide if we want to speculate / invest on a coin. Now I'm going to leave that little bit of a tangent there and go ahead and hop into this coin. This coin is Bittensor. Ticker is TAO or TAO. Market cap is $2.6 billion. And circulating supply, 6.6 million coins. Roughly, obviously, it's 6.685 million coins. But the total supply is only 21 million coins. 21 million coins, does that sound familiar to anybody? That's the max supply of Bitcoin, which is why this coin, this asset, this token, this per unit is going for about $456, almost $457 per coin. I like assets. If anybody cares to know what my preference is, I like to call them assets and not tokens and coins, but I'm not going to get all legalistic about it. It doesn't really matter what you call it as long as you understand what you're saying. So come down here and you see categories. The number one thing, you're looking at a new coin, you need to understand what niche it's in. What is going to make this coin exciting to other people who are speculating? Artificial intelligence, AI and crypto projects, they go hand in hand. You know, cryptology and AI, they need each other. They kind of complete each other. And people are very bullish about AI and crypto projects, new startups or things that have been around. So now we've kind of identified what the niche of this coin is. Now we want to know, where can we get it? Well, MEXC, Binance, Gate.io, BitGet, KuCoin, Bitmart. I don't know what xt.com is. I'm not endorsing any of these. CoinX, TradeOgre. If I were to tell you what I thought was the best place to buy this, it would be MEXC, KuCoin, or Binance. Of course, that's completely depending on where you live in the world. Notice it says right here CEX. That is centralized exchanges. So understand, these are centralized exchanges. They're great places to buy the tokens. And I guess I hit my little extra button on my controller here. Well, that's just great. Alright. Sorry about that. You get one of these fancy mouses that has like 50 different buttons on it. It really mess you up. Anyways, I was saying central exchanges, great place to buy the coin, buy the asset, but move it to somewhere else if you can. Put it on a, cold storage wallet. Trezor, Ledger, probably the two best in that niche, of cold storage right now. Protect your money, guys. If it's on a centralized exchange and it goes down, they are going to take all your money with it. Alright, here's the website. So Bittensor is pioneering the decentralized production of artificial intelligence. So AI, crypto, kind of the whole thought process behind crypto is decentralization. It's not owned by the bank. It's not owned by the government. It's not owned by some third party. It's decentralized. So everybody kind of collectively owns a piece of it and maintains it. I mean, that's really what the whole point of Bitcoin is. And that thought process has come into all the other projects. But we do here in crypto, world, I guess you could say, tolerate a lot of centralization, like Solana. Solana is a very centralized blockchain, and there's plenty to go right along with that. And there's plenty of decentralized blockchains. And it's kind of a race for who's going to win. So let's go to learn more. As you can see, this website is very dry. It's not real, not tons of crazy artwork everywhere. There's not all of these things to kind of, hook you in like a meme coin website usually has. It's kind of a little more techy. It's kind of a little bit more, I don't know what you want to say, highbrowed. So it says, Bittensor explained, there is no greater story than people's relentless and dogged endeavor to overcome repressive regimes. Whether we notice it or not, centralized firms, markets, and authorities are engaged in a never-ending disempowerment. That's not empowering, but disempowering of human people's autonomy. Right to govern yourself is what autonomy really means. Bittensor is creating a new future for humanity. That's a big claim, but it could happen, where new economies and new commodities are decentralized by design, and where no single entity is the sole authority or the centralized authority of, whatever it is. Everything is decentralized. Digital commodities like compute, data, storage, predictions, and models are transformed into intelligence. Where digital commodities are recast as intelligence, then new architectures are discovered. New commodities are produced, and surprisingly cheaper ways to achieve innovation are being revealed. The possibilities are turning out to be limitless. So TAO, the decentralized currency, fuels the production of this intelligence in subnets. These intelligence producing subnets are then innovatively connected in productive and profitable ways, feeding one intelligence into another. So they feed off of each other. I'm not going to read, well, I guess it doesn't go that much farther, but I'm not going to go too much farther into that. Wow, that's great. Sorry about that. I guess my trade is working out really well. Maybe I'll cut that out. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Alright, let's hop over to their Twitter because, I mean, the website, usually websites we cover, they're far more intensive than that. I'm probably going to bore you guys to death with some of this stuff. So this says Bittensor Paradigm. So, introduction, it's probably going to sound a lot like what we've already gone over. Bittensor's vision for decentralized AI company has captivated a large number of people in the arenas of artificial intelligence and computer science who have yearned for alternatives to the top-down world being created by our current technology giant. However, the promise of what Bittensor is and can be has been masked by large technical barriers to understanding and thus has not been well digested by non-technical audience. I haven't even got any feedback on this video, and I already kind of feel most people are going to hear some of this stuff and just go, not for me. I don't want to hear all of this big words that I probably don't understand. So that is kind of an area a barrier to entry, kind of something that keeps people away from really understanding the importance of this kind of technology. So the purpose of this article is to answer why Bittensor matters to the world and why you should care, which is perfect, and why we need to build it together. These are core questions, and each of them will require that we delve into the history of cryptocurrency and how Bittensor is uniquely positioned to play a significant role in the future that is being written today. And this looks pretty darn long. I know you guys don't want me to sit here and read this whole thing to you, but maybe we'll start with the first couple of paragraphs here. The invention of Bitcoin was a revolutionary moment for humanity because it introduced two simultaneously united yet distinct technology innovations, reshaping the way that humans organize themselves. Primarily, it was the first ever decentralized currency, which gave humanity a shared value system, one that could not be mutated by vested or centralized interest. With this, Bitcoin's promise of future or fair anti-fiat finance. Secondly, and to achieve this aim, it birthed the original, disseminated, and permissionless digital commodity market. This second point has not been overlooked by anyone who has been watching closely. The Bitcoin network's computational power, measured in raw hash power, has blasted past the potential of any company or government. Bittensor is essentially a language for writing numerous decentralized commodity markets or subnets situated under a unified token system. This distinct market function through Bittensor's blockchain allows each to interact and join into a singular computing infrastructure. By analogy, Bittensor brings the same type of abstraction which Ethereum added to Bitcoin for running decentralized contracts, but onto Bitcoin's inverse innovation. Now, if I messed any of those words up, you'll have to forgive me. Hopefully you were able to kind of follow that. That's kind of the paradigm, the introduction to what they're trying to do here. If you want to read more, you can find this project very easily on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Go to explore, paradigms, philosophies, all that kind of stuff. And here is another really long explanation of the philosophy of it. I'm only going to read, say, the introduction. There is a very similar pattern that you find in the structures of societies, in the structure of companies, and in the structures of computers. And all three are moving in the same direction, that is, away from a top-down structure of a centralized command system, giving the system instructions on how to behave towards a system that is parallel, that is fiat, which is a web in which change moves from bottom up. This is going to happen across all institutions and technological devices. It's the way they work. And this is Nick Land, 1994. So that was not recently. So you can see how long these things have been in the thought of mankind, and people trying to implement, begin to actually make them real in the real world. The internet really is accredited for actually making that happen. Without the internet, none of this stuff would really work. So the evolution of AI follows a similar trajectory from earlier algorithms created entirely top-down, human knowledge directly encoded into the system, predefining the solution, to today's deep learning algorithms like language models where humans only define the objective function and let the computer search an abstract space of possible configurations, discovering the model top up through iterative adapting parameters towards the gradient of the object, bottom up evolving the model towards desired capabilities, ushering the model paradigm of machine learning. So what they really are describing is AI, and how AI becomes more intelligent, and how it is trained through algorithms, that kind of thing. I'm not going to bore you guys to death with it. I think you get the point. I want to read enough that you guys get the point, get why it's relevant, get why people care about it, why people might want to invest in it, without actually boring you to sleep. So we're going to go over to their Twitter. I'm sure that their Twitter is going to pass the sniff test, because this is a big project. This is not a low-cap gym. Usually with a low-cap gym or a micro gym, we're just hoping that we can get enough information to know that it's not a rug pull or has a higher probability of not being a rug pull. So we're going to go ahead and follow them. Please follow me over here on Twitter, CryptoRon, @_groundcrypto, and that's @_groundcrypto, because underground crypto was, of course, taken. 7.2.5 thousand followers, which is pretty good. See, followed by a couple of people, but I don't really, I don't recognize any of those people, unfortunately. If you're one of those people, my bad. Here's their pinned post from April 25th. It has 20,000 views, which is pretty good. We'll go ahead and heart it here. And it says, attention Raycast app users and Bittensor massive, Raycast.com. You can now add Carousel as a plugin and have multi-model chat and multi-model image generation on your desktop. Centralized APIs or open source models, your choice. So proud of the team. This is pretty cool. I mean, I use some AI as far as ChatGPT just to generate some thumbnails. It's really all I use it for, to be honest. But having a decentralized one, I'd be more interested in that. Probably would have more capabilities, would probably have more resources to pull from than something that's centralized and therefore controlled. So April 23rd, April 20th, April 12th, 36,000, 57,000, 13,000. So they're getting good view, and they're posting often. So obviously that means that they seem like a fully functioning project. And then the last thing I wanted to look at, I really wanted to look at their announcements, but they don't have any announcement on their Discord. Kind of weird. Not that I think it really means anything. because look at all this other stuff. Omega, all kinds of stuff. I don't understand any of this. This seems like this is very much used for development. Because like when you go to general, you got people like posting scripts and stuff. So unfortunately, guys, there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff in here for me to show the majority of the people watching this. If you're a developer or something, you might find this stuff very interesting. I'm not a developer. I don't find it very interesting. But that's just what it is. So I hope you guys get an idea of why this project is important, why people might like this project, that it's a middle of the road kind of investment, not too high risk, not too low risk. All those things kept in mind. I give this a gut feeling of about, I'm going to have to go with a 7 or an 8 as my gut feeling for this performing well as an investment in the bear market, the top of this next market. Now, I am not a financial advisor. I guess I am a financial investor, huh? But I'm not a financial advisor, and you shouldn't take me as one. Don't simply buy things that I put out. Do your own research. Listen to the things that I have to say. Think about where your risk management is, how much money you have, what you're trying to do in what amount of time, and make your own decisions. That's the whole point of crypto, is to empower the people in the first place. No, I might have sounded a little preachy on some of this, but there were some things I really wanted to cover. Alright everybody, Crypto Ron out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some comments, like, share, and subscribe. I'm not going to beg you for your subscriptions and your likes, but you know you should do the right thing and go ahead and like and subscribe and send it to one of your buddies who you know has been trying to talk to you about stuff and you've been blowing them off. Send them one of these videos, make them feel like you were listening to them the whole time. Alright guys, later.
Underground crypto, breaking stereotypes, navigating to the world of crypto hype. A passive mainstream, they're on the rise, educating the masses, opening our eyes. Underground crypto, shining bright, taking us on a journey.